Hey, good morning. It's Diana Opong.
And Kristin Leong. It's Friday. This is Seattle Now.
The Delta variant isn't taking the summer off, and that has some bars and restaurants 86ing unvaccinated customers. We'll wrap up another week of pandemic summer with KUOW's Kristin Leong and Bill Radke. But first, let's get you caught up.
A shakeup in the race for the city attorney's office. Incumbent Pete Holmes dropped behind the other two candidates in yesterday's ballot count. Things are still super close, so we can't call it yet, but it looks like Ann Davidson and Nicole Thomas Kennedy could be vying for the office in November.
You can add Amazon to the list of companies changing their back-to-office plan because of the Delta variant surge. 60,000 Amazon workers were supposed to return to offices in Seattle and in Bellevue in September. Now the company says they'll be working from home until next year. So far, Amazon doesn't have a plan to require workers to get a vaccine.
And Seattle has a gold medalist at the Tokyo Olympics. 19-year-old Nevin Harrison won the 200-meter canoe sprint yesterday, the first time that race was an Olympic event. Nevin started canoeing at age 11 around Seattle. She was the only teenager competing in the race. Congratulations, Nevin.
It's Friday, people. I have a couple of KUOW colleagues here with me to help us process another week. Kristin Leong, community engagement producer and friend of Seattle Now. Hi, Kristin.
Thanks for having me, Diana.
Yeah, it's been great working with you this week. And Bill Radke, host of Week in Review, and something new that he's working on. How's that coming along, Bill? Can you tell us anything?
Yeah, I'm answering some listener questions, and we got some thoughtful, curious people, so that all works well. Good to talk to you, everybody.
Awesome. Well, thanks both of you for being here. Oh, what a summer we've had. It's almost over. School's about to start. And I don't think any of us really got the summer break from talking about COVID that we were maybe hoping for. Honestly, I think the producers of the show were hoping to be doing shows about like crabbing and water safety by now.
Yes.
Right. It was supposed to be hot vax summer, but it's hot Delta summer.
There you go. And, we're in a tricky place. So we know that vaccines are good. We know that they work and they'll keep you from getting sick or sicker than you would be without one. And it's far and away unvaccinated people who are being reported to be getting seriously ill or dying at this point during the pandemic. But I don't think any of us were mentally prepared for the idea that the breakthrough cases would really be a big thing. And so now here we are. Masking again. I never stopped wearing my mask. And the development this week is that businesses are drawing a line on vaccinations. Something like more than 100 bars and restaurants around the city want to see your Vax card before you can come in. First of all, anyone here actually going out?
Absolutely not.
Nope. No, hunkered. Right where you see me is where I've been for a year and a half.
Yeah, but what do you guys think of this? Do you think that all these bars should be getting together to do this?
Yes. You know what we used to say? You're supposed to take care of your accountant and your bartender. And I would just say this is just another way that we are taking care of our service industry folks and making sure that they're safe. So even if you are choosing not to get vaccinated, if you're choosing to be going out right now, this is one way we can say, we care about the people who are mixing our drinks and serving us drinks. Get vaccinated, bring your vaccination card. It's no big deal.
Yeah. Is it reassuring for you, Bill?
It is. And in fact, I like that there's a list that it's called Seattle Safe Night Out, and you can find out who's requiring vaccines and who's not. I think it's fascinating the position some bar and restaurant owners are in, because it's not a blanket mandate. So in some cases, they're telling us at KUOW that they're, especially if they serve a younger clientele, that they're watching some of their business walk over to the bar that doesn't require vaccines.
Exactly. They're trying to get unity on this so that it's not just a matter of people walking across the street to places that aren't checking, right? But as you know, not every bar is on board.
This is reminding me, back in the day, a million years ago, I was working in nightclubs as a bartender when smoking was banned indoors. Do you guys remember this in Seattle?
I do.
And there was an outcry that is exactly like what we're seeing right now. And people were like, if they don't like the smoke, these people should get different jobs. And I just want to say that, people should not have to find a new career because people don't want to take care of themselves. But I think this is all going to work itself out, because when smoking was banned, there was initially, right after the ban went into place, there were still clubs that were allowing smoking inside, and everybody who wanted to smoke knew where to go. I actually was working at one of those clubs at the time and was wondering, is this ever going to take? Is it really going to be non-smoking? How are they going to ever enforce this? What if clubs just keep letting people smoke? But eventually, of course, now we can't imagine people smoking cigarettes inside our bars and nightclubs, right? So I feel like that's where this vaccine requirement is going to go. Right now, we're hearing all this pushback. People are complaining and talking about, I'm going to go across the street where they're not requiring it. I think it's just going to become a normal way of life eventually.
Yeah, I mean, smoking was banned on airplanes. We people used to be able to smoke in the air. And I know it's a process. And I think not every bar is on board because it costs money. I mean, you have to pay someone to stand there and check. And also some of these places have had their businesses hammered, right, for the last year and a half. And they want customers, as many as they can get. So putting another barrier to getting customers in your door, I can see why that's maybe motivating for some of them to say, you know what? Nope, just come on in. I don't care if you're vaxxed or not.
Especially in a lower vaxxed area of King County and beyond, outside of Seattle. I wonder if there's two bars next to each other, one requires vaccination, one doesn't. Which bar is having more fun?
I would like to think probably the unvaxxed people.
It might be.
They're just doing their thing where everyone else who's vaxxed is maybe a little more worried. I don't know.
Would you rather laugh with the sinners or cry with the saints?
Yeah, for sure. And it's not just bars either, you guys. Microsoft said this week it wants everyone vaxxed before they come back into the office, employees and visitors. That's a big step.
Yeah, I think this kind of thing, people might grumble, but I would think vaccination rates will go up. New York City has been more aggressive. I'm wondering what Seattle's going to do. I know some businesses are saying they'll also take proof of a negative COVID test, but I don't know. I've only had the quick 15-minute home ones. So, do I have to bring that piece of cardboard with one pink line and no blue line?
Sounds like a pregnancy test.
Carry those around. Yeah, it really does.
Well, and can we talk for a moment about the vaccine card itself? I'm not condoning this. No one is condoning this, but it wouldn't take a master forgery person to, photocopy a stack because it's really just cardboard and ink, right?
Diana, don't give people ideas. Don't give people ideas.
Oh, we've all thought it. We've all thought it.
You know what, though? I feel like if you are firmly anti-vax and you are going out in the world and feeling like it's my right to go out to bars, it's my right not to get vaccinated, are you really spending your free time making a counterfeit card? Or are you, out there letting people know that you feel that it's your right not to protect yourself? I don't know. I can't picture people doing a craft project with their counterfeit card, who don't want to be vaccinated.
And by the way, don't take your vaccine card to the bar, to the Rhino room. Okay. They'll take your phone shot of your card.
If we can for just a minute, I think this is an important question. Do either of you know someone who didn't get vaccinated? And do they want to hear your spiel? Because that's on the minds, right? We've got this thing right now where there are people who don't want to get vaccinated. And I think it's a big part of the situation.
You bet I do. You bet I do. And I have had to hear actually about how essential oils will be really helpful in case she comes down with COVID-19. And you know what? That's really hard to respond to. So I have actually taken to, forget links. I'm emailing entire text of articles to her, assuming that she won't click on those links. And I'm not giving up. I'm not giving up. I think that we have to keep encouraging people we care about to reconsider their anti-vax stances.
Yeah. What about you, Bill?
I know one person who told me that they're not vaxxed, and they came strong with the reasons and about how they want you to go back to work because of capitalism. And I just was just overwhelmed, and I didn't say a word. I think she was also skeptical, and I understood. I think she says that it hadn't even been approved yet officially. All that stuff. I think there can be a cluster of concerns that people have, and I respected how she laid it out. It's not my point of view. I just told her I respect that. Just please stay away from people
and wear a mask.
If you're alone, I don't even care if you're wearing a mask. If you're alone, just stay away from people.
Well, on another note, someone who's always living her best life and helping me live my best life every day is Oprah. One thing that happened in the news this week that I think is really important is that she happened to sell her mansion on Orcas Island. Did you guys see that? So she bought the property in 2018, so not very long ago, for $8.2 million.
Yeah.
She just sold it for $14 million. Not too bad. She made a profit.
You know what? You bet she did. You bet she did. And I feel like people think Oprah is their best friend. Oprah is not their best friend. Oprah is
Kristin.
A shrewd businesswoman, Diana.
She is my best friend.
She is not your best friend.
My gosh.
She is a tycoon. Oprah sold her house that she never even hung out at that much anyways, right? $8 million to $14 million. I'm like, Oprah, she's doing her thing.
The broker who worked on the deal told the Puget Sound Business Journal that Oprah's too busy and never going to really use it. So,
and you know what? All our eyes are on Oprah selling that house, but I'm like, who bought that house?
Yeah.
Because,
someone even richer.
Yeah. This deal was all done on the side, right? Like this house never just went on the market. Nobody's searching Redfin and like, oh, I think $14 million, that's going to be my limit for houses I'm browsing. No, this was all on the side. So I'm like, who's that? Who's new to Orcas Island right now in that $14 million home?
I think I know what happened. We've all been there. You make your first ever visit to the San Juans in July, and it's paradise. So you buy a mansion, and you have your personal trainer / property manager remodel it, and you come back to see it, and now it's April in the San Juans, and somehow it's no longer your spirit bliss or your radiant essence, and your wisdom journal doesn't mention shivering or the smell of beach muck on the bottom of your pant legs, and you're like, I think it's time to step out of my history so I can live my dreams, and that means fewer seagull droppings.
Or, Bill, maybe she didn't like waking up at 7 a.m. to book a ferry.
Yes. She may have come up with a way to avoid the Ivers chowder in the galley in the Washington State Ferry, but I don't know.
She probably has a helicopter or something. Anyway, she apparently still owns a bunch of commercial property on Orcas. And apparently, I guess she's also been really a friendly landlord during COVID, according to this broker. So I clearly have missed my chance. I should have gone to Orcas a long time ago to see if I could run into Oprah. But yeah, anyways.
Even though I said Oprah's not our best friend, it would break my heart to find out that Oprah was a bad landlord. So that's good to hear, Diana. I'm glad you shared that with us.
Alrighty, guys. That's our show. Thanks to our guests, KUOW's Kristin, Leong, and Bill Radke. Have a great weekend, you guys.
Thank you, Diana.
Great talking to you. Thank you. Oprah, if you think you're too busy for Orcas Island, then you need Orcas Island most of all. Put that in your next book.
Hey, thanks for listening today. You can get more Seattle Now on Instagram. Follow us at Seattle Now Pod.
Jason Pagano produced today's show. Our production team is Jenny Cecil Moore, Caroline Chamberlain Gomez, Matt Martin, and Clare McGrane. Matt Jorgensen does our theme music. I'm Kristin Leong.
And I'm Diana Alpon. I hope you have a great weekend.